Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. As always, I hope you're doing well, mate. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series on the daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my thoughts and feelings on it, as always, and more importantly, asking for yours in the comments. Today, lots of stuff of sad injury to Breuer. Renato Vega bids opening. Kvaratskhelia talks. Chelsea monitoring him as we could be looking to replace Michailo Mudryk. And the price he'll cost. Graham Potter could go for Ben Chiwell at West Ham and the Kobe Mainoo price for Chelsea. And that's really interesting, actually, because he's on very little wages. So, yeah, strap yourselves in, guys. Thank you for joining me. As always, I'll thank you for supporting the content. Very kind of you. I feel your love and support. Delighted to say this video is brought to you by my partner, Stocks FC, which is a wicked and fun platform. It's 18 plus. You invest money in players. People on football Twitter say invest in stocks on certain players while they're down. This is literally that. It's kind of like FPL in that way as well. You back your football knowledge to invest into certain players. Hopefully their value goes up and then you can sell high. Buy low, sell high. The platform's wicked, man. Check out Stocks FC I'll put a QR code on the screen right here. Bing! Or click the link in the top of the description. It's genuinely great fun, so do check it out. So thank you to my partners. Alright, mate. I'm just going to pause and take this beautiful Goat Gang Football Therapy merch off because it's warm. Not currently released, but they'll be available in early 2025. Let me just take this off. Oh, that's better. Go Gang t-shirt as well. All over the gaff, mate. Right, start off with Armando Breuer. Very sadly, he was stretched off in Everton's Cup game yesterday. Sean Dyche, by the way, sacked 3 hours before kickoff. Ooh, drama. I wonder what happened there, mate. But yeah, very, very sad for Breuer. This kid cannot catch a break. You know, I was comparing his directness yesterday a little bit to Liam Delap, who's been heavily linked to Chelsea. Breuer, like, when's this kid going to catch a break with injury? He's still young enough, but my word, like, he's got massive interest, but he had massive interest, say, 12 months ago, but maybe these injuries stacking up aren't good news for him. But yeah, speedy recovery, wishing him well, and hopefully it's not that bad for the young Albanian Chelsea centre forward. Yesterday reacted to the fact how Renato Vega is a subject to much interest across Europe. Mixed reviews from you guys in the comment section below. He was obviously an excellent signing for Chelsea, Vega, just purely by the fact how he cost like 11 million quid and was starting, I don't know if it was due to injuries, but probably was, starting competitive games for the Portuguese national team, you know, in the Nations League at centre-back. And of course, you can play CDM, inverting left-back. Very, very good, intelligent piece of scouting, intelligent signing. Chelsea have turned down an approach from Wolves for Renato Vega already. Now, Wolves trying to sign a Portuguese player. Shock, horror, imagine my shock. But they're looking pretty good at the moment. He might have a wicked time over there at Wolves. It might actually be a really appropriate landing spot for the young defensive player. Whether he wants that or not, I'm not so sure. I guess maybe he would. Remember, he came from Basel, and if Wolves keep their good players, they've actually got a really good team. Obviously, the new manager's in now as well. Dunno, maybe they come back with another bid and they sign him, who knows? But Chelsea, as it stands, have turned down an approach from Wolverhampton Wanderers for old Rennie Vega. Or young Rennie Vega. Right, so it was David Ornstein yesterday that dropped the Kvaratskhelia bomb. Liverpool considering to sign him, PSG as well, but more salient, more notably for Chelsea, he says Kvaratskhelia also features on the list of potential targets for teams like Chelsea. By no way saying leading the race at the moment. He's a winger who has 59 goal involvements in 107 appearances for the club. But he's a bit of a superstar on the ball. He's only 23 still. For some reason, he's been around for ages. Like as a youngster coming up. Yeah, 23. Still super young. Fabrizio Romano talks about how PSG are talking to him and they've offered to quadruple his wages. Now that is the kind of Qatari oil money financial muscle that we absolutely cannot compete with our new structure. But it depends. It depends what he wants. Maybe he wants Premier League. All fans on social media, football, Twitter are getting very, very excited about, Liverpool and Arsenal fans and indeed Chelsea fans talking about come to Chelsea. Of course, he plays for Napoli. He wanted to go in the summer, but he was an untouchable. They knew they were going to get rid of Osimhen. And he was going to stay at Kvaratskhelia, and obviously they signed Lukaku. I'm wondering because Antonio Conte, he does play a 3-4-3, like he won the league at Chelsea, remember, with wingers such as Eden Hazard and Pedro, of course. We had the PhD, Pedro, Hazard, and Diego front three. Premier League winning front row three. But remember the second season, he switched to a 3-5-2, and that was always speculated his preferred shape. Of course, we managed to get Fabregas into the midfield then as well, joining the likes of Kante and not Matic at that point. Was it Bakayoko then? Ugh, let's not think about that. And it was Hazard playing off a big man, wasn't it? It was Hazard off Morata, but more preferred he'd like to play off Giroud. And in fact, Eden Hazard came out and said he believes he's the best target man in world football. He loved playing with Giroud. Kvaratskhelia is a winger. He is a left winger. He is a left winger, right? Yeah, you can play as a second striker or a right winger, but he's predominantly a left winger. Just confirm there so I don't sound like an absolute sausage. Of course, he's won the Scudetto. He's amazing. He's very, very exciting. And apparently the total package of his transfer, and this is being reported by Fabrizio Romano, so we've gone from David Ornstein to Fabrizio Romano here. He's saying it's an 80 million package. That's the formal request. So maybe there's wiggle room on that. But that alone, if you convert that into pounds, which is how I work, it's 66 million pounds. And that's the total package. So it could be like, and I'm pulling this out of my behind, say 40 million up front, rising to 66. For Kvaratskhelia, that's fine. And even there might even be a little bit of wiggle room on that as well, like give him a few million down. If that's their formal request, then you could be like, well, we knock that down a little bit, mate. Do you know what I mean? And loving it. Look, transfer fee sounds agreeable. It sounds like you could be paying around the same, or who knows, slightly less than what we paid for Mykhailo Mudryk, which of course, in this rare instance that this story catches momentum for Chelsea at least, we would be looking to do something because Mudryk is initially banned for, hope he doesn't for his own sake, 4 years, but then, or 3 years, or even 2 years, but let's just say regardless, whatever he gets reduced to hopefully 18 months or something. You need to replace him, no matter how much you like Tyreek George, because we've learned, maybe Chelsea were thinking in their heads, yeah, and Nkunku can play on the left. Nah, maybe and with him not being able to do that clearly, and with Mudryk just simply not being available, Chelsea might be like, right, well, we need some guy to push Sancho. Yeah, we want to have Neto and Noni pushing each other on the right. We're gonna have Sancho and player X pushing on the left, and then maybe Chelsea will be thinking Kvaratskhelia. And if they're going to be in the Champions League, it's no longer a Conference League, team of lower quality players. You need the quality. Now, maybe this is a sensible signing. It does look like if he doesn't want the money, PSG are going to absolutely be the guys. It just depends if he wants to go and win loads of Ligue 1 in France with PSG, or if he wants to go and play in the Premier League. And even if he wants to come and play in the Premier League, if Arsenal cough up the money, they'll pay a lot more basic wages than we will. I think we'll offer, a good structure and say, look, if you're in the Champions League, you earn this much, and there is, because we're going to get onto Man United in a bit, but this is what Ineos are trying to do with Man United. They're essentially trying to copy Chelsea in many ways. This is why the likes of Mainoo and Garnacho are available for sale because it's pure profit. You know, that's why McTominay went. That's why they'd love to get Rashford. They'd like to get Rashford off the books because he's on silly money and they just think it's time for a change. But Rashford's still pure profit. They're trying to do all that, and they want to lower the basic wages down and get the Casemiros. Casemiro's like for them is like our Lukaku. Like, you know, and Blueco for Ineos. These big high earners that can't really do it and they don't really fit, and you need to get their wages off. So in many ways there's loads of parallels between Ineos and Blueco in terms of what they're trying to do, at least comparatively to Chelsea. Graham Potter asks Sullivan for Chelsea defender just after 24 hours is being reported. I'm reading this off of hammers.news, which is a aggregation for West Ham news. Just after 24 hours, of course, he knows Ben Chilwell well, and to the point where as well that he'll know he's not playing and maybe he can get a good deal here. Do you know what I mean? The Irons are also linked with Chalobah signing Datro Fofana, and they made a last-ditch move for Carney Chukwuemeka, so they've been on the blower to Chelsea a lot, trying to get deals done. In the end, none of these deals got done. And Sterling and Chacha. Well, look, it's Sterling as well. Yeah, Raheem Sterling in the summer. That was never going to happen because even though, you know, we're paying most of his wages at Arsenal, I can imagine West Ham would have paid even less. I wonder if Raheem Sterling would have lowered his wages and agreed to go to West Ham just because he would have played football and stay. Well, Arsenal's in London as well. Interesting. Potter wants to raid his old club for another player who's been actually linked with West Ham recently. That's Ben Chilwell. This could happen, guys. It was revealed back in October Chilwell is desperate to leave Stamford Bridge in January after honest former Hammers assistant coach Enzo Maresca. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Made it clear that he, the left back, has no future at Chelsea. Chilwell's big wage demands make a permanent departure difficult and unlikely, but we've heard from the Athletic journalists that actually they would sanction a loan, and this is an 18-month loan deal, which would suit the Hammers down to the ground. Wow, that's Graham Bailey reporting there as well, who's got good information. Yeah, 18-month loan to West Ham. Interesting. Let me know your thoughts on that. All right, I'm going to speak now on Kobbie Mainoo again. This is by Tom Gott on 90 Min. Manchester United set asking price for Kobbie Mainoo for Chelsea for the target Kobbie Mainoo. And this is, by the way, this is real. Okay, this is not Chelsea about to sign Kobbie Mainoo, but Chelsea are interested in him. Everyone laughed it away initially as like a negotiation tactic so he gets a bigger contract. And maybe that's true to a degree. But Chelsea are trying to tempt Mainoo to come to Chelsea. And, you know, he's really, really close with Cole Palmer. He would have seen what's happening with Jadon Sancho. And he might be tempted. So the article goes like this. Man United have failed to progress contract talks with Mainoo, who remains, on get this, £20,000 a week, which he signed in February 2023. So it would have been like a professional contract from the academy. 20 grand a week, like, that's wild. Like, for a Man United first-team player and an England international. Do you know what I mean? Like, for playing for Manchester United, like the highest pay, well, historically the highest payers in the league. Of course, that's trying to change under Ineos. I wonder what they've offered, if they've, like, just offered him 50k a week or something to stay, but they realise he's pure profit. And, I mean, when I was reporting originally on this, guys, or reacting, should I say, I was like, look, if it's a money thing, there's no way we're going to beat Man United. I didn't really take this into account, that Ineos aren't doing that anymore. We might pay him more money. We might be like, yeah, we'll give you 100k a week, mate, basic, and then that goes up if we get in the Champions League. We'll 5 times your wages, your current wages, and it's still reasonable for a player of his quality. Chelsea are leading the race to sign the young midfielder. It was later claimed that Chelsea could even move from this month if the 19-year-old indicates an interest in coming to Stamford Bridge. For United to agree a sale, the Mirror has reported they would offer fee around £70 million. I reckon if you wave 50 million quid in front of them, they would take it. United have no desire to sell Mainoo. Now, we've heard conflicting reports there, because they want to rebuild for Amorim, and the pure profit means they can buy players, which, by the way, right now they cannot buy players. They do want to tie him down to a new contract, but obviously the wages, he's not agreeing to it. their first proposal has believed to be left the teenager, quote, unhappy. Unhappy Mainoo at Manchester United, come on down to the fun kindergarten of attacking football and terrifying results at times, Chelsea Football Club. Let's be serious for a second. Kobbie Mainoo at Chelsea. Does it make sense? Not really. Should we be real for a moment? Like, he's a great player. Maybe if he's going to come in and play as a pocket 8 player, which by the way he can do. He's really like technically underrated, Kobbie, and people will play him deeper than he should do. He's not going to come in and be a Caicedo replacement. He could, but the thing is, people think Enzo Fernandez in that pocket. He went on a run of good form and deserves respect for that. Attacking form, like goals and assists for club and country. Santos can come in and be that kind of pocket player rather than playing deeper, in my opinion, though he can play deep. But maybe Chukwuemeka, Cassidy, Dewsbury Hall all go, and then those 3 go, and then you bring in a Santos from loan, bring in a Mainoo, because they're all kind of 8s anyway, and then Santos and Mainoo are like 8s. So then, I don't know, maybe in the summer we buy another CDM, or Leslie Ugachukwu comes back and he's good enough to be cover for Caicedo. So it could work. I mean, again, I defer to the football managers of management and sporting directors of Chelsea that do know more about football than me, and they do know more about what this team needs than me. I think, right? Yeah. All right, well, let me know what you think, guys. Please leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Can't wait to read them. Do check out Stocks FC by scanning the QR code down there or clicking the link in the description. And yeah, keep it locked, guys. Come back soon. Peace.